Hey guys, this is Zachary Zenge. I'm from North Oaks, Minnesota. I'm committed to play at Georgetown University next year. Yeah, so my youth career started off, I grew up in Nigeria, Haiti, and Sri Lanka. And all those places I was playing rec soccer. So I wasn't really playing full competitive traveling soccer like you do here in the US. But I moved to the US in 6th grade, and then I found a local club team, started playing for their B team because I came late in summer and missed their tryouts. So over the year I'd been playing with that B team, and I was doing pretty good, and I just felt like I was always natural. And then they moved me up to the A team halfway through the year, and I stayed with that club for another 2 years until my 8th grade year. I started playing with them, and that is when our local Minnesota United, the local club, MLS club here, got an academy because they had moved into the MLS and they needed to have an academy. So we had gotten the idea. I was like, all right, I mean, if there's an academy, let's see what I can do. We had tryouts, made it to the 3rd round of tryouts, and then I injured myself the last day of tryouts and I did not make the team. I was pretty bummed, and that was my first time really like knowing like, wow, I didn't make a team. I didn't do good. Like, I'm not playing at the best level that I can right now, but it took me like a week to just get over it, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna keep playing and just see where it takes me. So then the next year comes around and there's tryouts again for Minnesota United, and I don't make the team. Again, I thought I played super well this year. I'd come prepared and I'd been doing fitness on my own and just training a lot on my own, but I just didn't make the team. The coach just didn't see me fit. And I ended up training with the team later that year because I was playing with the ODP, and the ODP scrimmaged the Minnesota United team, and the coach brought me in and said, hey, I want you as a practice player. Like, maybe if you start playing good in practice, you can come play a couple games with us. And then I was like, yeah, for sure. So I ended up playing both teams for the rest of that year. I played my club team and Minnesota United. So I'd go to 2 practices a day sometimes. And like, I think on Wednesdays I go to 2 practices, and then like Fridays I practice as well. I ended up did not playing games with them, and it just wasn't. I wasn't in the right place, and I just don't think I fit in that system that they played with. So around that time, I was also getting recruited by Shattuck, and Shattuck came out and they said, hey, come on a visit, like, we want you. And I was like, yeah, for sure. Came down for a visit, and then I really liked it, and there was nothing wrong with it. I just don't think my mom really wanted me to leave my freshman year of high school, so I didn't want to really put myself in that position. So a couple years go by, sophomore year, and then COVID hits, and then all soccer is gone. It's summertime, like, I'm looking for a place to play. I'm calling the Minnesota United coach because at this point I'm like, yeah, I'm good enough to play at Minnesota United. Like, they'll give me a spot this year for sure. And then I'm on the phone with the Minnesota United coach. I'm like, coach, like, what is the plans for next year? Like, and he's like, we're shutting down our academy. And I was like, okay, wow. I mean, I guess if that's not the best place I can be, it's just meant to be. I'll stay here, be with my family. It's COVID. And then Coach Wizzo, the U17 coach here at Shattuck, ends up calling me, and he's like, we really want you, I know you. I told him I'd already been on a visit, and he's like, okay, perfect, like, you don't have to come down for one, like, we want you, like, let's start getting all the paperwork going. And I was like, yeah, for sure. I just needed to talk to my parents a little bit, see what we can do, see if we can afford to even come here at Shattuck. And then he just kept calling me every week. He was really persistent about it, and I was like, this is the best place I can be. There's training, good coaches. We have all the facilities around us. And this is the best place I can play during COVID. Nowhere else was, like, I could have gone to maybe another MLS academy, but this was just close to home. And it was a good opportunity for me, and they gave us a good offer. So I was like, this is the perfect place for Shattuck. And then things just went up here from Shattuck. Yeah, so my start at Shattuck was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, we were in the COVID years, so we couldn't really go talk with other kids much. Couldn't really make many friends, but the team was super welcoming, and like it was a good group of guys. Like they really wanted to work, and they pushed me to get better. Yeah, so I remember the first game we played here at Shattuck, and it was my first game, and I wasn't in the starting lineup, and I was like, you know what I mean? Because I had always been starting in like my old clubs, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's not going to be as easy as it was. And I just remember I had been playing good in practice, and I was like, wow, like I'm really not starting. And then we're traveling to Iowa. I think we're playing FC United. And I got in the last 5 minutes. It was raining. The field was flooded. Like, you couldn't even pass the ball on it. I got in the last 5 minutes, and I barely touched the ball, and I was just so angry. And then I remember coach coming up to me, and he's like, Zach, like, you're playing with the 19s. Like, and I was like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, then I was like, oh. And then my heart started like, okay, like, we're good. Ended up playing one half, came in the second half, and I think I did super well. Made a lot of chances, like kept the ball. Unfortunately, we lost it, but I think that was like really what showed the coaches here that I can play make, I can calm under pressure, and yeah, I made the coaches trust me. And around that time, so during our year, we couldn't, usually as a junior, you can get recruited going into your junior year. But for us, since it was COVID, no coaches could come out to watch us. So there was still a deadline or a ban for them to even come out to our games. So at that point in the season, I really wasn't getting any looks from any colleges. Of course, I had done all my emails and stuff, like made a little like a template and just emailed as many schools as I possibly could, and I put a lot of work into that, making my highlight tape and just, making sure that my name was getting out there. And then I was getting some emails back, and yeah, it was a difficult time because of the ban and stuff. So as we got into the season, our team was doing really well. We were killing teams, like the morale of the team was great. Everyone was working hard, getting extra training in, and everyone was just super hyped, and like we were ready, we were ready for this playoffs, and our goal was to qualify for playoffs, and we had qualified for playoffs. And it's coming around to the end of the year, and the ban for college coaches to come watch is lifted. So I remember the first weekend we were playing FC Cincinnati, and I had played up with the 19s that game, and that was the first weekend that any coaches could contact us. So I remember I played that game, and I remember just seeing at least like maybe 30 coaches out there all watching our game, and I was like, wow, like this is what it really is. And then I got a couple contacts after that, and I was getting looked at, and it felt pretty good, but I knew I wasn't really there, and I didn't want to really rush the process too much. So I was like, yeah, we'll just see. We'll wait till after playoffs. And then, it's about time for playoffs. We trained in postseason, stayed in the dorms with no one on campus, and she was really going hard. And then we're training, and then we traveled to Texas. And then when we go to Texas, we play our first game against Tampa Bay Rowdies. And in that game, the team was just on fire. Everyone was doing good. We won 2-0, and I think I assisted one goal. And I just had a really good game, and I felt really strong. And I just remember looking out on the sidelines, and it was just a crazy amount of coaches and fans, and it was just a really good experience to be a part of. And it just felt so surreal, like, wow, like we really did this, and like look at how good our team is doing. I remember right after that game, I had coaches calling my phone, and it was just like, it was just like, wow, like this is really real. I think the coaches saw the reason that a lot of coaches contacted was because of how good our team was. Like I couldn't have done it without our team. Like if our team was not performing the way we were, it would not have been the same. And if we'd not been such a well looked at group. It wasn't just the individual that the coaches were coming to look at, they were looking at our whole team. So that's why I think it really helped, and it also helped that I did perform, I feel like, in that game. But yeah, so we were playing playoffs. We play Orlando City in the next game, losing penalties. It was a bummer, it was just how it went. And after that game, still had a lot of coaches contacting me. And then I just remember going to Texas with my family. I stayed in Texas with my family. And we went, and we're just on vacation now. The season's over, get a little bit of rest in. I just remember, like, at least 5 coaches calling me a day, texting me, or emailing me, and it was just, like, my phone was blowing up, and it was a lot of, like, not in, like a arrogant, like, way, but I'm just saying that that's how it was, and that's how it just went. There was coaches calling my phone, and they all really kind of said the same thing, like, oh, we really like you, like, we got to get this paperwork started, like, and I'm like, yeah, for sure. I think I really want to take my time with this process and just, look at my options. So I was getting down to my top 5, and I came down to Xavier, Portland, Georgetown, Virginia Tech, and Washington. And I was in contact with these coaches every week, just contacting them, talking to my family and just seeing, like, okay, let's go on visits and, like, let's see how it was. So I ended up visiting Xavier, and I visited there, and I was like, okay, it's cool. It didn't seem like the campus for me. So that was like, I don't know, we'll see. I'll keep them in my mind, but I'm not going to really make a decision yet. And when you go on these visits and they offer you, like, when you get offered, there's a deadline with these offers. So they say, okay, we're offering you this package, but you have to make your decision by this time. You know what I mean? So you have this amount of time to make your decision. If not, let us know, and we'll maybe push it back. But they really they kind of put that pressure on you, and it's not, in a way, it's like, it's bad, but you understand that they have to do that, right? So I'm like, okay, Xavier. I go visit Portland, and I'm like, wow, like, okay. I was like, this team is maybe not good for me, but this campus is super nice. Like, I really like this campus. It's beautiful. It's in a good position. Like, everything, the facilities were super nice, and I was like, okay, maybe this is a good place for me. And then I'm like, okay, let me go visit Georgetown, and I'm keeping in mind that I have family that lives in the DC area, and my dad lives in the DC area, my cousin, my aunt, so it was like, okay, this place might be good. So I'm visiting my dad, and then the coaches are like, yeah, like, you should come out to a camp, like, if you're out here. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure, like, you know what I mean? They're like, no, you don't have to come, we still want you, but if you really want to come out to a camp and just see, we'll have some of our incoming freshmen at the camp, so you can just play with them and, like, see what's up. So I was like, okay, sure. Went to this camp, and I just played really good. I remember they were putting me outside back, they put me at mid, they put me on the wings at the 9, and they were just putting me everywhere, and I just played, and it was a good level, to be honest. It was a good level for college ID camp. And I was like, okay, you know what I mean? I think I visited the campus. They're like, yeah, come down for a visit if you're here, walked around campus. I was like, wow, this is really nice. Like, this is a good place. And then, so they were just talking to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to keep my options open. Like, I still have these other schools I might want to visit. And then I get back to school. We're still in training. We just get back in season, and we're playing games. And then I'm on the phone with my mom, and then I was like ready to make a decision. And then she was like, just honestly go wherever your heart is. Where do you think you will be most happy? Yeah, so I ended up picking Georgetown, and the reason I picked Georgetown was it was close to my family, which was really important to me. The campus was beautiful, and it wasn't too big of a school. There's not too many kids that go there, but there's still a really good amount. So it's like a perfect medium. And then also just the soccer they play is beautiful. They're a really good team. Made it to the top 4 this past year of the NCAA tournament, and the coach is just really good. He's been there for 20-some years, and the coaching staff as well. Super good people. This is the perfect place for me, and if I can get a really good offer from them, that's where I'll go. Ended up getting a really good offer, and it was just the perfect place for me. Yeah, so another one of the reasons I really wanted to go to Georgetown was because I really wanted to go to a place that produces professional players. So I really wanted to be in a good environment, and my thought process behind it was, if I can be around the best players in the country and be training every single day with the best players in the country, I'm only going to get better myself. Because I trust myself that I will put that work in, and if I'm surrounded by just like good people and hard workers, that I will succeed. And that's what happened here at Shattuck, and I knew that if I continued that past my high school career, it would have helped me a lot. So that's why I also chose Georgetown. And I really so my plan is to graduate in 3 or 3.5 years. So this year I'm taking summer school so I can just get ahead on my classes, and then after those 3 years, I want to go pro. So that's my plan. I know the coach has contacts, and I know the coach is, good for, has a lot of links and can help me a lot with that process. And I know a lot of the kids on the team are also, like the juniors right now, seniors, doing the same thing, graduating 3 years. They really have aspirations of going pro. So that was just what I wanted, and I think I needed as well, because if I'm surrounded around those people that have the same dreams, the same goals as me, then it'll really help me in the end run. So that'll be my plan, play pro, maybe go MLS draft, or hopefully try to go Europe. We'll see what happens. It all depends on how hard I work. I trust myself that I will work hard, and it's like I know that my hard work will pay off. So I need to hold myself accountable for things that I do, and just stay focused and see where it can take me. So some advice I would give for someone that wants to play in the D1 football game is you need to take advantage of your opportunities. Don't let anything pass you by. Like, if you have a gym right next to you, you have a field right next to you, you have a team that works hard, like if you have a coach that really wants you to succeed, like take advantage of that. Take advantage of every little bit of everything you can take out of, like not in like a greedy way, but in a way that you just want to get so much better and you want to succeed and see yourself improve. Is just take advantage of every little opportunity you can get, and that little opportunity that you might not think is a big deal could really change your life, and it can just really help you if you take advantage of everything. Another thing is, everyone says this, like, work hard, but if you're working hard or not. So if you really know and you're true to yourself and you keep it real with yourself, like, okay, am I working hard or not? And if you really are working hard and you're focused and you believe that you are working hard, everything will work out. Like, if you are really putting the work in, there's no need to worry. So that's my advice that I would give someone. All right, thank you guys so much for listening to my story. I really hope that helped, and just keep working hard and keep going. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the different type of video today. Over this next course, I'm gonna be here at Shattuck these next couple weeks. I'm be interviewing a lot of my teammates, see how they committed to college, the whole process and all of that. I'm gonna have 14, 15 different videos will be spreading out over the course of this year. So yeah, it's a little bit different. I think it would help you guys, because before Shattuck, I didn't know much about the college process and how it worked. So hopefully these stories will give you guys a little glimpse of how it works into that, and what it takes to play at the next level. And also hopefully show you guys that everybody's a little bit different. Zach's story is gonna be different than everybody else's story. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please look forward to other videos I'll be getting out about playoffs, stuff like that, and also of course more soccer stories, college soccer stories. So I'll be getting those hopefully with you guys every week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.